Hello everyone, this is Ahmed Osmani from IPU TV and we are on third day of 136 IPU assembly from Dhaka. So right now I have a very special guest from New Zealand, Alyn Ware. So can you please introduce yourself at first?
Yeah, thank you. So I coordinate a global network of parliamentarians for nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament. It's cross-party, it's from around the world, and our parliamentarians are from countries, some countries that have nuclear weapons, some countries that don't have nuclear weapons, and some that are allied with the countries with nuclear weapons. We're trying to get them to engage together to get to a nuclear weapons-free world.
So how is your life in Dhaka? How are you enjoying this assembly and the life of Dhaka?
Well, I've been mostly at the Assembly. I haven't got to see much of Dhaka yet.
Okay.
The Assembly, of course, is wonderful, and it's incredible that Bangladesh is hosting this because there are over 700 parliamentarians from around the world here, many of them high-level parliamentarians, speakers of the parliaments, chairs of the key committees. This is the place where these parliamentarians are engaging on key issues for humanity, for our survival, for the environment, for human rights, for peace, democracy. So that's very important for gender equality.
So as you said, you are working with the nuclear issue. So how IPU is contributing here to make a secured world and to resolve the nuclear problem?
Yeah, so the nuclear weapons, we don't hear a lot about them on the media. It's partly because most of the nuclear weapons from Russia and the United States, the two biggest countries, are hidden away on submarines under the water or silos, in the ground. You don't see them coming through the streets. You don't really see the victims of the nuclear weapons production. So there's not enough attention given to it. But the risk is very, very real. These two countries by themselves, have thousands of nuclear weapons, hundreds of them on high alert, ready to be fired within minutes, on launch, on warning, and they're engaged in conflicts. And they're not the only countries with nuclear weapons. There are 9 countries with nuclear weapons. One miscalculation, one accident, one conflict that gets out of hand, and game's over. You can't recover from the use of nuclear weapons.
It's a big threat for the survival of humanity as well.
It's a threat for the survival of humanity. I come from a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons. We're in a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons, but we're threatened by the nuclear weapons of our neighbours.
Anytime we can be the victim of this nuclear weapon.
The thing is, everyone is the victim of a nuclear weapon. Even the people using them would be the victims. They're suicide weapons. It's a crazy idea that you have security for yourself by threatening to annihilate your neighbour in such a way that it kills you as well. I mean, this is a crazy way of achieving security. The governments with nuclear weapons recognise that it's not sustainable. They've agreed, we want to get to a nuclear weapons-free world. But they're not courageous enough, they're not imaginative enough, they're not committed enough to actually achieve and put into action what they say on paper. So part of the role of the parliamentarians is to move their governments to implement the commitments they've made to eliminate nuclear weapons, the commitments they've made at the United Nations through the Non-Proliferation Treaty, but they're not enacting those. And it's important that parliamentarians also engage with civil society, because parliamentarians are the representatives of civil society. They're there to make sure that governments do keep their commitments to keeping our world safe for current and future generations.
Joining us, and it was a really nice talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you.